welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be my April empties as well as my April purchases. So I'm going to be going over all the things that I used up in the month of April, as well as all of my purchases for April. Since I am on a low buy, it's just a nice way to keep me accountable, as well as just show you the things that I'm bringing into my collection. So if that sounds good to you, if you like empty videos, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I would love it if you stick around, but with all that, let's just get started talking about these products. All right, I am hoping that I get back into the groove of filming quickly here, so I'm sorry if this one's a little bit awkward. If you didn't know, I spent the last month, the whole month of April, volunteering in Spain at a greyhound rescue. I had so much fun. I am so much more tan. I'm gonna save all of my thoughts about that maybe for a get ready with me, but it's a little bit just different being back here and filming. So I apologize if things are a little bit more awkward, but I think that I'm gonna start with my purchases for April because this bag's actually empty. I'm just using it as a prop for my thumbnail. And if you're new to my channel and you haven't been following this series, I am on somewhat of a low buy, or I'm just kind of giving myself a little bit more guidelines to really just slow down my spending and try to change my habits as far as my impulse shopping and just kind of slow down the consumerism just a little bit. It's not necessarily about budgeting, it's just about me trying to change my habits. So I will pop up a list of the rules for my low buy, but essentially I'm allowed 3 purchases every single month. One can be an eyeshadow, one can be a base product like foundation, concealer, and then one can be a complexion product such as bronzer, blush, or highlight. Purchases do not roll over, so if I don't buy an eyeshadow palette, for example, in April, I don't get to buy 2 in May. So it's really like a use it or lose it. I'm trying to play with the style of how I want this to go forward. It's my first time really putting restrictions on myself. So there might be some changes coming up. I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this, but those are my rules as of now. So purchases, what did I buy in April? I was actually expecting to not purchase that much, which, to be honest, the purchases that I made were in the beginning, right when I had gotten to the rescue. After that, I didn't have time. Quite honestly, I was so exhausted. I'm going to try not to talk about the rescue too much, but I had such a good time, so it's hard not to. It's just what's on my brain right now. Anyways, I did purchase 3 items. I stayed within my guidelines, which is nice because last month I did not. I will link the playlist for my empties and purchases up above if you're curious and want to catch up. But I do not have any of the products with me. And the reason for that is that I'm actually going to Louisiana in like a week and a half here. So I sent a lot of the items to my family members so I could pick them up there since it's just cheaper. We'll just talk about the first thing. I did purchase the Natasha Denona powder foundation and I used some points. I do have an affiliate code with Natasha Denona. It's just Melissa. It's also in the description box, but I had like points to redeem. I could get like $15 off. So even with the $15 off on that foundation, I paid $40 because there was free shipping. I was over the free shipping threshold. Whereas if I had sent it here to where I live in France, it was going to cost me 60 euros. And that's still with like the 15 off. So 60 euros in US dollars, I mean, that's like 67 US dollars. So I just decided it just wasn't worth spending the extra $25 to ship that here when I'm just going over there. So I did buy the Natasha Denona foundation. I plan on doing a wear test with that. I'm really excited to try that out. It looks very interesting to me. Her promo, like sneak peek videos of just how blurring and mattifying it is, look very promising. I haven't seen any reviews on it, so fingers crossed that it's a good one. And then my second product that I purchased was a bronzer. So I picked up the Gucci bronzer, and I'm gonna count it as part of one of my purchases because I didn't buy 2 bronzers, so I might as well. But with one of the credit cards that I have, they give me like $50 every 6 months to spend at Saks. It's like a perk they have, right? And I usually just buy a makeup item that I kind of had on my wish list that I want to splurge on. So I picked up the Gucci bronzer and I paid maybe like $13 for it after my credit. So I'm really excited for that. I haven't tried the Gucci bronzer. It's been out for years and everyone talks about it. I got the shade Fair. So really hoping that that works out for me. And then my third and final product that I decided to purchase was the Unearthly Cosmetics Spring Magic Palette, I believe is what it's called, Spring something. I have been just absolutely loving the Unearthly formula. I recently did a video of 3 looks using 3 of their palettes. I'll link that video up above. And I was just blown away by the quality. I know a lot of people have been hyping Unearthly up as well, but I was very pleasantly surprised trying that brand for the first time, and the Spring Magic palette just looked really pretty to me, so I decided to go for that. Now, May has a lot of tempting choices. I'm not sure what May holds, and I am gonna just kind of be thinking on my rules and if I want to change things, because I feel like I'm getting a little better. I had 1 slip up month in these last 4 months. So I don't know. If you have any ideas, if you've done a low buy, I would love to hear what you do down in the comments, because like I said, this is new for me and I'm kind of just testing things out. But those are my purchases for April. Very happy that I didn't go above like my limit, because March I did a little bit. I did. So now let's get into my empties. This might be a little bit of a shorter empties video. These videos tend to be quite long for me, and since I was gone, I don't have that many empties. So we're just gonna get started, and I'm gonna break these up into categories first. I usually start with skincare last because it's my biggest category. I'm gonna start with it first because I have this very sticky sheet mask here. This is the Lancome Advanced Genifique Hydrogel Melting Mask. I love these Lancome masks. I am not a sheet mask person, but I will spend the money on these. These are quite pricey. I usually wait until Ulta has a sale on them or something and pick them up. So I thought that I was gonna be someone like on top of my self-care game while I was over there, that I would have time to do masking and maybe just really pamper myself, but I had like no time. I was so exhausted by the end of the day. Finally, I was like, okay, I have to at least use one of the sheet masks that I brought. So I did, and this is a repurchase for me. I've used this so many times. I really, really enjoy it. It's quite the splurge. However, if I think about all the sheet masks that I could be purchasing for less money and just have like a hoard of sheet masks, it would be the same money as just doing those masks less frequently. I would rather put my money towards doing them less frequently and have better results. I really enjoy that sheet mask. The other skincare product that I have is the Glow Recipe. This is the Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dew Drops. This has gone like viral or something, and then I just saw today actually that they're coming out with a stick form of this. I'm gonna be honest, like I didn't get the hype. Like this was a nice product. I did use it as skincare, not as primer, so maybe that's my problem. I think some people are using it as primer, but this was okay. It's not something that I would like rave about or recommend to people. It felt nice on the skin, but that was about it. I did finish this entire jar and I liked it, but it's not like top of my list to repurchase. I did finish my mini Laneige sleeping mask. Finally, I have like lip masks floating around the house everywhere like most of us, and I finally just decided to hone in on finish this one. This one's just the original. I have one more Laneige sleeping mask. It's a full size, and once I finish that, I honestly don't think I'll be purchasing the Laneige sleeping mask in the future because I just don't like it like I do some other sleeping masks. I have a K-Beauty one that I talked about, one of my empties that I enjoy much more. Laneige has like cool flavors and like really pretty packaging, but I just don't find that the sleeping mask hydrates my lips as much as I want it to. And then speaking of lip stuff, I have just like a plain old chapstick. I'm gonna talk about this. I completely dug it out, everything. I am close to finishing some other ones, but I finally just finished this one up. And then that was all my skincare. I have like some, no, that's not all my skincare. I have this right in front of my face. This is the Philosophy Purity One Step Facial Cleanser. This was 1 fluid ounce. I'm almost done with my second one, but I did finish this one in Spain and I got to like here-ish on the second one. So that'll be done soon and I'll talk about it in my May empties. I do really like that cleanser, not one I would repurchase, quite honestly. It's just decent, kind of overhyped. Like I'd rather buy a drugstore cleanser, but usually when I travel, if I have any of these, I'll bring them because it's a really nice travel bottle. And for body care, I have some lotions. So I'm trying to like get through my hoard of lotions. I'm making pretty good progress. I'm actually getting down to like the dregs of it where there's just not too much left, but I have this really old KL Polish hand cream. This is the almond scent. When they were closing down, I bought like 10 of these for $2 each. So it's a really nice lotion, but I don't like this as a hand cream. I use this as a body cream on my legs. It's just thinner, and for a hand cream, I want something that's a little bit thicker that's going to soak into my skin more. So like I have this cuticle oil here, and this is from Cuticula. This is just their cuticle cream, and this was the scent Pumpkin Hollow. Very autumnal, but I just decided to get through it now. It smells just like pumpkin pie. It was really lovely. This is still a little bit thinner than I would want for a cuticle cream, but it is really nice. This Cuticula brand, they're an indie polish brand who also does like nail care stuff, and they're really nice. Highly recommend checking them out if you're into indie polish. Cuticula has some fantastic polishes. Now, let's see. Sunscreen. I went through 2 sunscreens because of course I had to, and I'm almost done with my third one. This one I brought because I was really close to finishing it and I hated this sunscreen. Absolutely hated this sunscreen. This left the worst white cast of any sunscreen I've ever tried. I really had to push myself to use it all up because I'm like now at this point where like I have to finish products. I can't just toss it. It didn't make my makeup pill, so I mostly use this under makeup at least to not have a white cast on my face all day, because if I was not wearing makeup, there's just no way I would have worn this. This is the Neutrogena Sheer Zinc Face Mineral Sunscreen, by the way, and it says sheer zinc. You would think that it doesn't leave a white cast, but it definitely does. It absolutely does. And this was 2 fluid ounces. It took me a minute to get through, but I will not be repurchasing this ever in my entire life. And then the last one, I had this like kicking around. This is just a Coppertone sunscreen, SPF 50, 1.6 ounces. And I mostly use this like on my neck because I had my hair up during the day and it was like maybe half full. Finally used it up, thought I would talk about it. It's okay. I like that it was a little mini spray bottle, so like it's nice to have like in your bag if you need to. It's not too bulky and it lasts a good amount of time. Nothing against it, but again, just like the Glow recipe, it doesn't like stand out as the world's best sunscreen. I'm gonna save makeup for last. Let's do hair. I have these little Virtue samples that I brought with me on my trip. So the full shampoo and the full conditioner. This actually, Virtue's like a pretty expensive brand, and I did not like this. I felt like it didn't make my hair feel nice. I actually remember going in with this Amika product after. This is the Instant Shine Mask, a little sample of this, because my hair felt so dry. Like the conditioner really didn't work that well. I felt like I needed more hydration, and the shampoo was so stripping. It's very odd for me because I am not a very picky person when it comes to my shampoo and conditioner, but I remember just not liking those. Have you tried Virtue? And if you have, like, do you like them? Because like I said, I know this is an expensive brand. I haven't tried anything from them, so I'm interested to hear other people's opinions on it. And then the Amika Instant Shine Mask, this was okay. I mean, can I really give you my thoughts on a little sachet? Probably not. I usually honestly don't talk about my sachets in my empties, but since my empties is a little bit light this month, I figured I'd save the little foil samples to talk about as well, so I'd have a little bit more to talk about. Then the next little sample I have is the Lisa Eldridge. This is the Skin Enhancing Treatment Cleanser. I got this when I ordered the skin tint. I did a first impression wear test on the Lisa Eldridge skin tint, which I'll link above, and this came with it. Really nice cleanser, really nice cleanser. It is so expensive. Like, I just can't justify the price of spending money on that cleanser, but it really is like this melting kind of oil to cleanser that foams. I think that you can also use it as a face mask if you want to. I was actually pretty impressed with that cleanser, and I remember thinking like, okay, I know a lot of people say it's a really nice cleanser, but it is a really nice cleanser, and part of me is a little bit disappointed that I tried it because I really enjoyed it. And then the last little foil sample packet I have is the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair Deep Conditioning Mask. You get these all the time as free samples, so I'm not going to talk about this too much. I've had this in my empties multiple times. It's a nice deep conditioning mask, but I do think it's a little overhyped, over-sponsored, dare I say. Like, Briogeo tends to really push their products on influencers, so I hear it talked about a lot, and I don't think it's worth the hype, quite honestly. And then my last three things, like I said, this is going to be a short video, which is nice. I have a Makeup Breakup Cool Cleansing Oil from Boscia. Is that how you say this brand? This was 1 fluid ounce. Size is deceiving. I use this to take off my makeup every night while I was gone, and no complaints. I'm not really too picky about my cleansing oils unless they don't work, and it didn't sting my eyes, nothing like that. So nothing bad to say about that cleansing oil. And my 2 makeup products, I am really happy I finished this. This is the Benefit They're Real Tinted Primer, but really it's like a brown mascara. That's what I use it for. So it was really nice on my trip to use, just to not look like I was overly done up. I mean, there's not much to show you. Here's what the brush looks like. I really like the pointed part to really like get in your lashes. I've actually repurchased this multiple times, and I probably will continue to. I like this product a lot. It's just been sitting kind of on my vanity for a while now. It was getting old, so I figured I'd bring this with me, really just focus on it, bang it out, because on a day-to-day when I'm filming, doing videos, I'm wearing a black mascara like I am today. Everything that I'm wearing is always listed down below. So it gave me a chance to really just finish this up, and then once I kind of get through some of my other mascaras, I probably will repurchase this. And my last little empty is this sad little sample, but I'm proud of myself because this took me a while to finish. I don't know how I got this. It must have been in like an Ulta bag or something, but this is a ABH Brow Wiz in medium brown, which is the shade that I normally wear. And I completely used it up. If I can open it, it is pretty smart of them to do this because you can take the lid off and then snap it on the bottom, so it doesn't feel like it's a full-on like tiny thing to do your brows with. Like, this would be very hard, but at least you can kind of snap that in to do it. This is my brow pen of choice, my brow pencil of choice. I've gone through so many of these. I had this just laying around while I was packing my travel bag, and I figured I might as well throw this in and just kind of get this out of my collection. But that is all of my empties for the month of April. Like I said, a little bit light, but I had to bring these products with me on my trip, and then I had to use them up and bring them back. So I knew that this month was going to be light. I have like 15 products or so that have like 10% of product in them, and I just need to try and get through them all. So we'll see if May's a little bit of a bigger empties, but I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna like force myself to try and just use up products to talk in this video. It's a little bit pointless. But other than that, that's all I have to talk about. I would love to know down below, are you trying to work through your backup stashes of just products? Are you also on a low buy? Like I said, I'd really appreciate some opinions and feedback on how maybe I should do this low buy in the future. If I should do like a point system. I don't really want to do that because I don't finish products that quickly, and I don't want to like use up products quicker just to get a point balance. So that's just, I don't know, my head's all over the place. So I'd love feedback on that, but this is where I'm going to leave you all. I hope you're having a great one, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.